All right, it is 3 minutes after the hour here, 1 o'clock on the East Coast. I think we are ready to get started. So thank you to everyone for joining us today. Again, this is the webinar titled How to Get More Leads from Thomas. So we're excited to walk you through all of the different ways that you can leverage your current profiles and some ways that you can take the next step to get even more opportunity here from all of the 1.4 million active buyers every single month on thomasnet.com. To get us started today, again, my name is Sean Fitzgerald. I am the president of Thomas and the chief marketing officer at Xometry. I have been with Thomas for 23 years. My background is in mechanical engineering, and I've been fortunate enough to have opportunities here inside the business to grow new teams, build new divisions, and lead the company forward here into the future. What we're going to share with you today is a whole lot of great information on things that are available to you right now as claimed suppliers on the thomasnet.com platform. And we'll talk about what that is, as well as all the cool new stuff here that we're going to be able to help you out with as you increase your journey here with the Thomas platform. So we'll be taking you through all of the current tools and activities that you can take with your free claimed company profile that you have right now. We'll share what increasing your engagement can look like on the platform and the different ways that that can start to impact your business, and walk you through how you can take those next steps if that's something that's interesting for you right now. To help us ground ourselves in what we're talking about here today, just in case anyone on the webinar is not familiar with thomasnet.com as a platform, thomasnet.com is a two-sided marketplace for buyers and suppliers. We have about 1.5 million buying sessions that come through the platform every single month. So those are mainly engineers, procurement, and MRO folks that are looking for suppliers of all kinds of different products and services, everything across the board. We have about 70,000 different categories on thomasnet.com and the taxonomy that we use to organize all of the 550,000 suppliers that we have inside of the platform. And this is where buyers can come to find those suppliers like you and get their job done. So we have everything under the sun, growing all kinds of registered users every single month here going forward. And we have everybody across the board. So this is everyone from small businesses to large businesses, every type of job function. And we also have a very wide range of folks by demographic and age. So we have about 40% of the millennial generation on our platform, and a healthy group of folks that are more established in their careers here as well as we go forward. So this is really what the platform is about. All of these buyers coming in to find suppliers like you to get their job done and find those products and services. So everybody on the call with us today has taken the step to claim their thomasnet.com profile. So what does that mean? This means that you've come into Thomasnet and you have told us, hey, I am the one that is the owner or running this business, very much like local businesses can do on Yelp, or that you may do on Google My Business pages as well. Everybody on the call here today has come in and claimed their profile on thomasnet.com. So I'm going to walk you through all of the tools that you have available to you right now with things that you can update and control as far as your listing and your profile on thomasnet.com. First and foremost, one of the best parts of taking that step of claiming your company means you jumped ahead of all of those unclaimed companies that we have inside of the platform. So anyone that has not claimed their company, you moved up in the search rankings just by telling us that, hey, this is my business and I care about it, and I'm going to be here to respond to outreach from buyers. At the end of the day, our biggest goal is to make sure that buyers get answers from suppliers like you. They're here to get their jobs done at the end of the day. And if we can make sure that they're having a good experience working with you, there's going to be more and more and more of them that come back that drive even more business to you. So thank you to everyone on the call here today for taking that step to claim your company and tell us that you are in charge of the business there so that we can move you up in those search rankings as active buyers are looking for products and services that you offer here. So good first thing that happened here is you jumped up in the search rankings by claiming that profile. Next, you opened up all of these tool sets to be able to control your profile. So you can go in and change company details. You can update the description of your business. You can control where the leads go across the board. You can set up your team so that folks can be involved to be able to see any of the RFQs or the data that comes through inside of here as well. The team at Thomas works to make sure that you are categorized across those 70,000 categories correctly. And there's a way for you to request being included in other categories as well if you think we missed something. There are ways for you to tell us if you have specific certifications around ownership or diversity. So this would be veteran-owned, minority-owned, woman-owned, etc. here. Please share. We have over 193 filters on the platform. This is one that gets used by large businesses all the time because they have designated spend for each of these categories for their procurement teams. So again, feel free to go in and update these if these are certifications that you have. But please don't skimp on all of your other certifications as well. So whether it's ISO 9001 or AS 9100 or something else across the board, please be sure to upload those certifications so that, again, we can make sure that you are entered into those applicable filters as we go forward. We do have a company logo for you that we use, but you can change those out as well. You can update and upload news and press releases inside of your claimed company profile. You can add your social media, and you can update all kinds of content in your content library. So whether that's ebooks or PDFs or charts or graphs or catalogs or cut sheets or price lists or whatever it is that you want to share with the buyers that are coming through inside of thomasnet.com. All of these tools give you the capability to maintain your profile and update it so that it has all of the pertinent information. Again, remember, just like your website is your salesperson online when folks come to your own domain and your own website, when folks come and find you on thomasnet.com, that's your salesman there too. So make sure that you equip your profile with as much info as you can. Again, all free for you to do here and easy to update, and the tools are in your hands. Next, we also supply you with analytics and the Thomas account that I talked about. So inside of your supplier analytics is a dashboard that can show you activity of what's been coming through. It can show you the entire sourcing activity across the board for the products and services that you offer. It can show you how competitive you are in the market as far as your category market share. And it can also show you details about your competition on the platform too, which may differ than competition that you regularly experience in other sales environments. So this is all types of information here that you have access to right now. You'll see in the middle of the screen that there are identified companies that come through your platform, and those are blurred out right now. We'll talk about that a little bit later here as we go forward too. Next, you have all of the latest cool stuff that we've launched on thomasnet.com too. So we've launched new communication tools on the platform that you now have access to interact with all the buyers. This works very similarly to the communication tool for messaging on LinkedIn. So if you've ever used that before, you can go in and message someone, and then it actually sends them an email notification to let them know, hey, you know, Jim Smith has sent you a message and has a question for you. Then you can come back and log in and see that message and go back and forth with that person. So this is just a new way that we have of communicating on the thomasnet.com platform for you. Next, we also have a new streamlined quoting experience on the platform. So as a claimed supplier, we have activated the industrial buying engine on thomasnet.com that will collect all of your RFQ information for you. Historically, one of the challenges that we faced on Thomas was buyers not supplying businesses with enough information to actually quote from. So now we have a structured quoting process that buyers need to go through to send you that information. All of this information is collected and kept inside of that Thomas account that we talked about at the beginning that you have access to change and update and do whatever you need to do. What this also allows you to do is come in and actually build quotes and respond to people inside of the Thomas platform. One of the challenges that we've heard is sometimes these can get lost in the shuffle in email when they get into folks' inbox. So all of this information is actually kept inside of the industrial buying engine. If you'd like to come in and create a quote here and submit that back to the buyer, you can do that. So everything from line item information, whether it's bearings or custom parts or whatever you're working on, you can tell them what the pricing is, and then you can add other pieces as well, things for shipping or secondary services or whatever else would go along with the request that they had for their quote. So you'll get all the information in here, the buyer's email address, phone number, and contact info. And you can go back and forth with them inside of the quoting tool using that messaging technology in the quote section as well. If you choose to submit this back through the Thomas Industrial Buying Engine here, this goes back to the buyer, and the buyer can actually check out right on Thomas itself. What we give you on the Industrial Buying Engine is actually net 30 terms for suppliers like you when you use this. One of the things that we heard typically over my 23 years was, Sean, I can't be a bank for everyone else. I'm a small business and I can't afford to float all of these payments for some of these big companies. Well, this is a way that you can check out online here. Thomas will pay you net 30 for this transaction in this order, and then the buyer can choose whatever makes sense to them. So they can pay by credit card if they wanted to pay ACH using their bank account. They can also use a new service that we've uploaded here to the Industrial Buying Engine called Buy Now, Pay Later. So we partnered with Credit Key to unlock up to $50,000 in credit in a matter of seconds for buyers. In just a matter of a few days since we've launched this, we put over $500,000 in buyers' pockets that they can only spend with you here on thomasnet.com. So again, we're trying to make sure that we give you as much opportunity and make it as easy as possible for buyers to buy things from you. And this is just one of the other ways that we have going forward. You can see down at the bottom there, pay with billing profile. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of companies that have billing profiles with Xometry.com that we're now allowing them to use to pay suppliers on Thomas as well. So this is another area where they can use that credit that they have to buy things from you going forward. As a claim supplier, there is a transaction fee of 4.5% on the platform right now to complete that transaction, but it does get you the net 30 terms here going forward. And Thomas assumes that risk of collecting the payment here from the buyer. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we go forward as well. Next, as far as closed deals on here, as soon as you come in and mark this as fulfilled, that's when Thomas starts the clock to pay you net 30 here going forward. So again, easy place to be able to transact for you, easy to go back and forth for quoting, collect all of that information here. And then if you wanted to complete the deal online inside of the Industrial Buying Engine, you have that option as well. So as far as the Industrial Buying Engine goes, what we're aiming to do here for you with this new technology release that's free for everyone to use here is be able to pay you net 30, stop all the negotiation that goes along with trying to close a deal when you get stuck on terms with folks. We can help remove that from the process that's so frustrating. We can also make sure that you get paid as quickly as possible here, so guaranteeing payment of net 30, and then also supplying all of those buyers with instant credit if they'd like that to help facilitate the purchase that they want to make from you here going forward. And finally, Thomas is a trusted resource. We have been in business for over 123 years, and we are the de facto location and platform for supplier selection and sourcing. Please feel free to make sure that you can share your profile, whether that's on LinkedIn or through email or other places. You can let folks know that you're on the platform here. It is a trusted resource, so it can help you as well land business. So folks know that you are, on the most trusted platform in the market here for industrial and manufacturing sourcing. So that was a ton of really cool stuff that you have available to you now by just stepping in and claiming your profile. jumping up in the search results here, having Industrial Buying Engine open to you, making sure that you have the messaging capabilities open to you as well here as we go forward. Now we're going to talk about what does that next step look like if you wanted to increase your presence on Thomas and engagement with all of those 1.4, 1.5 million active buyers every single month. What would that look like and how would that work? So let's talk about it. First, the next step in your process here would be to become a premium supplier on thomasnet.com. That would mean to take a step forward into the Thomas Registered Supplier Group. So the Thomas Registered Supplier Program on thomasnet.com has all of the benefits that we just talked about for your claimed profile on Thomas that you have right now. Plus, it has improved search result positioning. There's a trust badge that goes with this. There's a new RFI communication tool that's available to you at this tier. Also, transaction fees drop to 0%. Transaction assurance is available on the buyer side here. And it also enables a prospecting list for sales as we go forward. So lots of value and opportunity that we're putting into the Thomas Registered Supplier Program here to help you grow your business and engage more folks. And I'll walk you through the different steps here. So first, when you claimed your company, you jumped ahead of all of the unclaimed folks in the platform. When you step into the Thomas Registered Program, you jump ahead of all of the claimed folks that are inside of the platform. And again, there are over 550,000 companies inside of the platform right now across those 70,000 categories in our taxonomy. Some are less competitive, like the screenshot that I have for you here today, like Borescope repair suppliers, and some are more competitive, like valves or pumps or adhesives or CNC machining or metal stamping or injection molding. So this is, again, another way on Thomas Registered that you can step ahead of all of the folks that haven't taken this step to promote their business more aggressively inside of the program. Above the Thomas Registered Program, you can see the Thomas Verified Program. Really, the difference between Thomas Registered and Thomas Verified is about targeted promotion inside of specific categories. So if you wanted to be even more aggressive and to do specific targeting inside of categories that are very, very important for you, that is the program that you would use to do that going forward. But with our Thomas Registered Supplier Program here too, you actually get this blue trust badge that's added to your profile, not only in the search results, but also in your company profile page when buyers click into it. It's also a way that buyers can filter all the suppliers on the platform. A high volume of buyers actually sort by the Thomas Registered and Thomas Verified suppliers on the platform because they know that they've been vetted and they know that they've been reviewed by the supplier content team at Thomas to know that they do exactly what they say they do, and they've been categorized to reflect all of that research. So Thomas Registered badge and that trust badge goes a long way. It's on the platform here at thomasnet.com. There are also image files that you can use to put on your own website or into your own social media to let folks know that you are approved on the most trusted platform for supplier sourcing in North America. Next, by stepping up to the Thomas Registered Supplier Program here, your transactions fees on Industrial Buying Engine drop to 0%. Yes. Transactions are completely free for you on the Industrial Buying Engine when you are in the Thomas Registered Program here going forward. What it also does is it offers transaction assurance to the buyers that want to transact with you here. What it means is they can dispute the charges with Thomas, not you, for up to 21 days after delivery based on maybe an incorrect shipment or a very late delivery date. So again, Thomas takes on this risk and burden here by providing this transaction assurance as you onboard new suppliers or work with folks here through transactions in the Industrial Buying Engine. So again, by taking this step forward into the Thomas Registered Program, your Industrial Buying Engine transactions now become free. They are 0%, so no fee here inside of this program. Next, the Thomas Registered Program unlocks all of the identified company information inside of your supplier analytics. So this is a real-time updating tool for your sales team that provides a prospecting list. These are the folks that are coming through the platform that have either searched for the categories that you're in or specifically looked at your profile. And in the interest level, you can see exactly the types of work that they've been doing here. This again is fantastic for sales teams because they know who is hot and who is in market, especially for those folks that need to cold call right now to try and get in front of new people to drive business for you. This can be an invaluable tool to help them succeed with their outreach, to know exactly who is in market, to be more tactical about their sales activities as they go through the day. We have our leader of the business development representative team here on the webinar with us today, Mr. Sean Cooper, and he and his team would be more than happy to assist if you'd like to chat with someone going forward. Or if you have any questions, you can also reach out to our good friend, Mr. Cooper, and he would be happy to answer any questions that you have going forward.
So, Sean, I appreciate that. Do you mind if I chime in here?
Sure, go for it.
So for all of you on the call, you might be thinking, okay, marketing and advertising, I'm going to be on the Thomas platform. One of the other things that you get when you come on board with us is an account manager. So you're going to have a industrial buying specialist who's going to meet with you throughout your partnership with us of 12 months and talk about how you can drive increased results. Is it geographic? Do you want to be in different categories? Are you looking to expand with a new machine? They're going to partner with you throughout your journey with us. So it's not simply signing up and being listed. It's having a partner in the business that's going to help you grow, identify leads, identify new opportunities. So I think that's the real differentiator amongst all the other things that we are. We give you someone to partner with you in the business as you come on board. So happy to answer any questions, as Sean said.
Good point that I forgot to add there, Sean. Thank you for including that. So with that, Dan, Lauren, and team, Sean and I are happy to answer any questions here as we go forward.
Sure. So, Sean, we did have one question come in from Sam Zamani asking about where the quote and industrial buying sections are on the menu. So I think maybe if you could go back to the slides where you show the quote and buy from the buyer perspective and what our suppliers here would see.
Sure. So what are suppliers able to see? You bet. So Sam here, just to try and answer your question, inside of your claimed profile here, you can see it says quote your project. We've been doing a ton of testing on this, so shame on us. We should have updated this screenshot. It actually now says quote and buy. Let me see if I have that in the later screenshot that we have. Yes, so you can see it. It says quote and buy here. So when the buyers come through, they're going to be able to click on quote and buy. And then as the information comes through to you that they fill out, what you are able to see is all of the information that they've built out inside of that project that they want you to quote. So this could be anything, Sam, from things as simple as, hey, I need 30,000 bags on a roll, or hey, I need you to quote this injection molded part here, depending on what your business is and what that looks like going forward.
Great, then Sean, we have another question to maybe just go over again the differences between what our audience today is able to access versus what they would be able to access through that registered program you were showing at the end of the presentation. If you want to jump back to that slide.
Sure. Yeah, this is a part that I love in my marketing and sales heart at the end of the day. Here, sorry, I'll find that for you. So as a claim supplier right now inside of your Thomas account, you have access to all kinds of different data, and it can give you some good bearing around how you're doing as far as the sourcing activity inside the platform, what type of market share are you capturing there with your claimed profile, and also how are you doing against the competition on the platform itself. So some really good analytics that you can use with the free claimed profile here, but also, as you go forward, what I liked here, especially for sales folks across the board, is by stepping into the Thomas Registered program, it actually unlocks all of the information about who the company is. We don't give out personally identifiable info here, but you can see it has company information and location and what they're focused on. And when you click into those here, I apologize that we don't have screenshots for you. It actually gives you the information on what each of these companies did and what actions that they took here. So for your sales team, this is, great outreach opportunity for folks that are actively looking for your products and services. And that's always the trick as far as, when you are, working in industrial sales, it's really hard to call someone and have them buy bearings if they don't need it, right? So it's much easier for you and your sales team if they know that someone is actively looking for the products that you offer. Be a much better conversation for them going forward.
We have another question, Sean. If I log in today, will I be able to see projects and messages? I think this is sort of related to the question Sam was asking. Yes, anyone who's claimed should be able to see projects that have been submitted to them or trade messages with potential buyers. We also have a follow-up from Sam that he has claimed his company. He has not subscribed as premium or registered yet. So Sam, I'm going to take your name down and we can do some direct follow-up to see what might be going on there. And of course, we're welcome to bring you into the register program if and when you're ready.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. We really appreciate everyone joining us today and participating in the webinar, and thank you for all the questions. It's always more fun for us on this side of the screen here when we get great questions like you asked today, so thank you. And look, we'll be looking forward to seeing many of you join us as Thomas registered suppliers here as we go forward to keep US and Canadian manufacturing strong. So thank you for joining everyone today.